Hi.
Hi, hello, Khoi.
Long time no
Right.
see.
Yeah, so it's good to see you now, right? Okay.
Yes.
Before we have to start with our lesson, Khoi, let me have some questions so that I have an idea of how did you celebrate Tet holiday in Vietnam?
Yes.
How did you celebrate that?
Oh
It's
yes. Nothing special. Anyway.
why?
Um. Let me see. Um. Because I have no idea how to describe.
So what is that? Let's say for example, did you spend the rest of the holiday with your family, right? You went home, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you spent with them, okay, and then bond with them together, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, we just have to talk about your visit home visit, okay? At your family in the province, okay? What did you do there? Did you have
I
something that,
visit my
yeah.
grandparents. I go like go sightseeing with my friend. Then
Oh,
yes, and we have meal in all the house.
wow. So that will be a nice experience, right? That would be a
Yes.
very memorable experience, okay? Especially if you are going to visit your relatives in the province, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Then you eat, you dine together, okay? You bond together, you bond with your friends together in there, right? Okay,
Yes.
so no study for 1 week, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, very good. So you have a very good night rests, right? During that time because no study at all. Am I right, Koy?
Yes.
Yeah, so at this point in time, that means your mind is fresh because you had able to rest for the whole week, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So are you ready for another discussion, okay, of our lesson?
I'm
Are you
ready.
ready? Yeah, okay. So let's proceed now. I'm going to share the presentation. Okay. I hope you can see the presentation, Koi. Can you see it?
I see.
Yeah. Okay. So we are now on the unit 3 and of course the topic that we are going to discuss is more on the news and the media. Okay? So of course news, it's very common. It's very well known. If we are going to say news, we can see that one in the television, okay? That happens around us, that happens not just only in your country, but of course, all throughout the world. So that would be a news, okay? And when we are talking about media, what do you think would be the difference between news and the media, Koi?
Did you tell you some information of the day or of the hours
Yeah,
and
so
the
that
media
happens, okay?
is some tool that you are do of the internet activity in it
That's
on it.
correct. Okay, so very well said, actually. Okay, so when we are talking about a media, so this one is a platform, right? So this one is a
Yes.
platform wherein you can be able to have a news. You can be able to watch news in television. So television is a form of media because that would be a platform. Okay, or we can
Yes.
also say Skype is also a platform, and Skype is also one of the best example of the so-called media. Okay? Okay. So we are going to do the reading now. And this unit, in this particular unit, we will be going to learn on how to match the information in a question with information in a text. And then again, we have to use the schema text to identify the types of information. And we are going to recognize the passive. Maybe this one is part of the grammar. Okay. But I think, yeah, so we don't know yet. Okay, so let's try to do the lead in now. So read these quotes, which give different opinions about how news is consumed. Okay, letter A, letter B, letter C. We have here letter D. So which do you think would be that gives the opinions about the news that is consumed? Different opinions, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking of different opinions. So which do you think would be among these different opinions or among these quotes that give different opinions? What do you think?
The differing first one, letter A, in the bottom says.
So in letter A, since the birth of the internet, access to local and world news has become possible 24 hours a day. Do you believe in that, Koi?
Yes.
Yes, of course. So 7 days a week. So there would be no holidays when it comes to this particular media. Okay. So
Mm.
this is having an increasingly negative impact on social, and consequently we have all become news addicts. Okay. So definitely in um in quote number one in letter A, this tells something about,
It's a
gives different opinion
opinions.
about news, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why we can say that this in letter A gives us different opinions. So what is your basis, Koi, in telling me that in letter A gives us a different opinion about the news that we consume?
Hold on. Did you
Yeah,
hear
sure.
disturbing sound from
Yeah, just
outside?
a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just only a little bit. But now, no more. Yeah, it's
No.
okay.
Okay, I think that's hope you that's okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
okay.
in my opinion, the letter A tell how negative the social media had an impact on us.
Uh-huh. Okay, so what do you think would be the difference, okay, of this particular opinion on how we consume the news?
Hmm.
Okay, of course, because it tells something that is what? Okay, there would be the so-called positive impact and there would be so-called negative impact, right? So
Yes.
which of this code in letter A gives us the positive impact? Oh, look at this one. Since the birth of the internet, access to local and world news has become possible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that would be positive impact of the internet or the media, okay, or this particular internet or media or platform. But on the contrary, this is having an increasingly negative impact on society, and consequently, we have all become news addicts. So there would be positive and there would be negative. Okay? Next.
Yes.
What about there be
Letter B. Hmm. Adults age 60 flourished by daily newspaper as a matter of habit. Generally, they don't know how
don't
to
know how
set
to
it
access
online.
news online. Okay. So look at this one. Actually, adults ages 60 plus. I don't know if you also agree with me. Okay, but not all because there are also elderly people, okay, or person aged 60 plus can use the computer, can use social media, right? Okay, not
Yes.
all, but we are talking specifically those who are far behind, okay, far behind the city. Okay, let's say for example in the mountain province, if they live in the mountain province, wherein there would be no social media in there, so therefore we can say that they don't know how to access the news online. Okay, so maybe this in letter B, okay, is not so what it is the least different. Okay, but the most
Yes.
would be is in letter B, and the next one is in letter D. Okay? And then after that would be the letter C, and the least would be letter B. Okay? So why is it letter D would be the second one? Okay, look at this one. I would only use social media sites to check entertainment news. I wouldn't trust it for any serious news such as crime or politics. For those topics, I'd only rely on television bulletins. Okay? So again, which give different opinion about how news is consumed. Letter D also can give you a different opinion,
Opinions.
right? There would also be what? There would also be negative and positive
Positive.
impact for that. And then, of course, in letter C, youngsters these days aren't interested in the news and spend most of their time on social media sites. Yes. Do you agree with me also?
Mm,
Koi?
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
What about you? Are you in here? Youngsters these days aren't interested in the news and spend most of their time on social media sites. Are you with this?
I'm not really big on social media because it's waste my time. Instead, I spend time learning on
Okay. So you're not.
features.
Yeah, you're not one of them, okay? But
Yes.
mostly of the youngsters, okay? Just like one of the best example would be my children, okay? Actually, my children when they come home, okay, they they're going to hold on their gadgets, okay, when they come home from school, okay, and then
Yes.
they log in to their account, to their social media account already, okay, and we cannot prevent them from doing that one because also in school teachers told them to what? Told them to research on that particular issue in the social media. Okay? So we can't do something about that one because there would be a connection of that particular usage, okay, of that particular social media use in their school, okay, or from out there on their school, okay. So because
Yes.
their teacher told them to open that one because there would be an assignment because the teacher is also a social media addict. Okay, so a social media addict also. And look at this one, they don't buy a newspaper anymore, so this one is also negative impact. So there would be positive and there would also be negative. So the first line or the first sentence may be is different from the second sentence. Okay? So the first
Yes.
sentence is positive and then the second sentence is negative. Just like just what I told you before that in giving comments you have to give sandwich style. Okay? When we are talking about the sandwich style of giving comments, so you are going to give comments positive first and then after that one negative. Okay? So do not use negative first, and then after that one, positive. So it should be positive first, and then after that, the negative one. Okay? And last but
Yes.
not the least is letter B. Okay? Koi? Okay. So this one is just very easy, right? Next. Number two, let's try to match statements 1 to 4 in here with the quotes in letter A to D. Number one, continual exposure to the news is bad for us. So where do you think would be is that one?
Hmm. L-
Continual exposure. Okay, for a while I have to.
Letter A, for sure.
Okay. Continual exposure to the news is bad for us. So that would
I think letter A is the best fit for this.
hmm? Letter.
A.
Are you sure? Yes. So that would be correct. Okay. So that would be letter A. Okay, yeah, because what's your basis in telling me that letter A is the best quote, okay, that can match question or that can match statement number one.
What? Wait.
Okay, so what
I
do you think
they
would be the
hold
what's the
on.
reason?
Are there something went wrong with your internet?
Why?
No, I just wonder. I was wondering if why does what the image or the picture to it is stored.
Really? So you cannot hear
I
me?
can see you move. Yes.
Oh, what about this time? Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can
okay.
hear you.
Yeah, okay. Same with you also. Okay, now again, in statement number one, continual exposure to the news is bad for us. So you are right. So that would be in letter A, right? So in letter
Yes.
A, what's your basis? Why is it you come up with the quote number letter A or the quote letter A?
Mm, I think it's just was because I think it's the I have a sense that it will be the bad figure.
Yeah, actually, the word negative impact. Okay, so if you're talking about negative impact, that would be bad. Okay, that would
Yes.
be bad for us. Okay, not just only for the young generations, but of course to all of us people. Okay, next, as a news source, there is more confidence in television than in the internet. So which do you think would be the quote? That as a news source, there is more confidence in television than in the internet.
Hmm. A new show. I think it let us see.
As a news source, there is more confidence in
So let's B.
television
Let's
than
B.
in the internet. That would be
Let's B. No, no, no. Let's D.
letter
Sure.
D. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So why? What's your basis?
Because as you can see, it's only reliable when you check for any serious news such as dream or politics. So we can rely on
On the
television.
television. Yes. So that would be rely on television bulletins rather than onto the social media sites according to this quote according to Mary, huh? So that's just only the what is one, the opinion. Okay, that's why we are talking about opinions. That's opinion of Mary. Okay, that's not an opinion of many other people or others, but that just only an opinion of Mary. Next, number three, teenagers are only
3C.
interested in news about actors and pop stars.
3C.
Letter C, correct. So what's your basis?
Basis.
Okay, it's in here. Entertainment, news. Okay? So when we are talking about entertainment news, it's all about
Actor
actors and
and
pop
star.
stars. Okay. Next, number four.
For
The
B.
older generation, definitely that would be letter B. So how did you know that? That would be the the code because of
Hmm.
okay, of
Because
the word older
old
generation. So
generations
that would be
older age
adults.
60.
Okay. So that would be adults aged 60 plus. Okay. Now, there's a tip in here, Koi. In the reading tests, you may be asked to match information like this. Okay? Okay, in the question, which information in the text, just like what we are doing. However, the text will be longer between 750 and 950 words. Look at this one. So, these are the texts less than 700 nor 950. So the reading, okay, the text that you will going to match from the statements will be 750 up to 950 words. So which do you think would be in here? Okay, I guess this one is less than 750. What do you think? Right? This
Hmm.
one is also less than 750, okay? Because these are just only an example, okay? And you will need to match the question to the paragraph. So supposing this one is a question, so you are going to match that one with the text or with the paragraph, okay? So that would,
Yes.
in this particular example, this is not a paragraph, but this one is quotes. Okay? So this one is a quote coming from these people, but not a paragraph. But apparently, in a reading test in an IELTS exam, it's either this one, okay? It's either in a form of paragraph that's comprising 750 to 950 words. So that would
Mhm.
be a lot of words to read. But again, use the scanning technique. Do not use scanning. You just have to skim, okay? Because there
Yes,
would
scanning and skimming.
yeah. So there would be a guide questions for you to do that. So no need to. Now look at this one, just like what we did. We just had to understand what do you think would be other words for that particular words also that can be found in the in this in from the statement, and when we try to match that one to the code, so that would be the same. So like for example, bad for us, so negative impact, okay? And then we have the so-called television, so that would be rely on the television bulletins. And then actors and pop stars, that would be entertainment, and adults, that would be older generation. So from there, you can be able to answer them quickly. Okay? Okay. Now, okay, that one now. Next, matching information. Skim this text to understand the general meaning of its paragraph. Okay.
That's go really
Smarter
slow.
way to access the news.
Smart way, accept the new.
Yes.
Oh, this is the
Okay.
first time I hear smart way to accept the new.
Really? Okay. So we have to know all of these things, huh? Sorry, I have to do like
Sure.
this, a
Okay,
smaller
that's
one,
okay.
because we cannot see the question because we need to skim. We need to skim that one. We don't need to scan, but we need to skim because there would be a guide question in here. Okay?
Mm.
Okay, so this one is in a form of not a quote anymore, but this one is in a form of paragraph or a form of text, right? Okay, so smarter way to access the news. Which paragraphs A and D contain this information? You may write any letter more than once. Other
Yes.
ways news is accessed online. So other ways news access online.
Hmm. Okay, let me read the first.
Is it A, B, C, or D?
Oh, that's a B, right?
That's correct. Okay. You are right. Okay. So, what is your basis in telling that your answer is in letter B?
Mm-hmm. Letter B. So let number. I think number two is letter D.
Okay. Now, in letter B, what's your basis that you can say that other ways news is accessed online? So, what's your guide? Okay. How did you skim the text that you can say that number one is letter B? Because of
You can say it's over half. All have still consider the devices. The more
Yeah, okay.
important way.
Accessing, right? Accessing the news on laptops and desktops. So there would be what? There would be devices, right? There would be devices they're using in accessing online. So that would be correct. Next, in number two, over half of smartphone users access news via their phones.
Mm, okay. Okay. Now number two.
Yes.
Yes, letter D.
Letter?
D.
No?
Why?
No? Now,
Uh,
remember, over half of smartphone users access news via their phones.
letter B again.
No, 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 no,
Letter
no.
B. No, letter B.
No, not letter B, not letter D.
So letter A.
That's letter A, okay? So why is it letter A? Okay, let's try to look at this one, huh? Okay. Over the last year, this increase has been particularly noted in countries such as the UK, USA, Japan. In fact, for all countries involved in the survey, usage has increased from 37 to 46%. Furthermore, 66% of smartphone, hello, Khoi? There you are. Okay,
Yes.
smartphone users are
Yes.
using the device for news via their smartphone. Okay?
Mhm.
So over
Yes.
half, over half. Why?
Oh,
37 and 46%, right? So over half of the population. Furthermore, 66, okay, no, 66%. So that would be over half. Okay, over half of smartphones users. Because 66% is over half of 100, right? Yes.
yes.
So that would be letter A. Next, number three. The
Number
most
three.
popular way to access the news digitally is by using a
Zero
several
meters.
methods. So that would be letter.
Letter D, for
That's
sure.
correct. Okay, very good. So that would be correct. So what's our basis? Why we decided that it's letter D?
Mm, because you see 20 25% say that's their smartphone or the main device used for accessing digital news, and the last one is with the
Okay,
figure is
actually,
not to use just one digital device to access news.
okay. So there will
It's
be
just only
digital
one device.
device to access, right? So news digitally by using several methods and okay, digital device to access the news. But rather, Combination of two or three methods. So we're talking about methods. Okay? Next. Number 4, definitely that would be the younger generation are more likely to use their smartphone to access the news.
Mm-hmm. The younger are more likely. Let me see.
No?
Now let us see. Yeah,
Not the
I'm
letter
100% let me
C.
see. Just kind of realize. Mm, let it be. I think
Letter?
B.
No, not there. B, definitely.
Mm, okay. Let it D. Right?
It's letter D.
I is under
Okay.
36.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one is again letter D. Why? Because look at this one. Okay. The younger generation are more likely to use their smartphone to access the news. Look at this one. Okay, this is particularly true of those aged under 35. So under 35, that means they're young, with the figure rising to 41%. Okay, so that would be letter D. Okay, Koi. Now, this is how you are going to do during the reading test in the IELTS exam. So one of the examples also of this particular activity or questions, okay, or questions in particular exam in reading. Okay. Okay, so
Yes.
smarter way to access the news. Of course, in general, we can say that it's through the social media. Okay, because nowadays, because we are in the computer world, so gone are those days that we will be going actually here at home, we don't watch TV. What about you, Akoy? Do you watch television until now?
Mm, I'm just using smartphone and
Yes, same with us. So we have three TVs in here, but we do not use them at all. Okay, instead we just use a smartphone because we can Google that one. It's in one click. Yeah, so you can be able to watch anything you want, right?
yes.
Okay, so that would be it. Okay. So I think you don't have any more questions with this, and you should have to just remember the skills that we need to understand in answering this one. Next, look at your answers in to the questions in exercise 5 and decide if these statements are true or false. So there would also be a question like this, okay, in the reading test. The answers do not follow the same order as the text. The
Hmm.
answers, huh? The answers do not follow the same order as the text. True or false?
Yes, it's true.
Yes, that's true. Okay. So this one is true. Okay. Because our answers or the answers definitely do not follow the
The
same
same order.
order as the text. Next, number 2. The
The
answers
answer
may
may
not be the
be the
main
main.
idea of the paragraph.
May not be the. Oh.
Our answers would not be the main idea, okay, of the paragraph.
Hmm. Um. Is wrong, right?
True. Okay. Okay. Now, if you're talking about the main idea, Koi, we're talking about what?
We're
Going
talking
back.
about main idea is the main idea of whole test, right?
Yeah, the one that you're talking about. Okay. The subject. Okay. That would be the main idea. The subject, the one that you're talking about. So, what are we talking about? Okay. So, we're talking about social media, right? Okay, so
Yes.
therefore, it's not just only, so the answers may not be the main idea. Okay, it may not be. Okay, sometimes. So if you're talking about may not be, it can be the main idea, and sometimes it cannot be the main idea because it may not be the main idea of the paragraph. So therefore, this one is true. Okay, next. I have to make this one bigger so that you can see it. Some paragraphs contain more than one answer.
Yes.
Of
True.
course, okay? That would be true. Not all paragraphs contain an answer.
True.
Yes, true again. The questions will often use synonyms rather than wording from the text.
Yes. True.
Yes, that's also
Okay,
true.
so that's true.
So
All
all of these are
and
true. Now remember, sometimes and answers do not follow the same order as the text. It can also be the main idea or may not be the main idea. And then only some paragraphs contain more than one answer. So that would also be the same in an IELTS test reading. Okay? So not all paragraphs contain an answer. Just like the one that we read just a while ago, letter C doesn't have an answer in here. So it's just
yeah.
only A, B, and T. So not all of them. And the questions will often use synonyms, rarely use antonyms. Okay, it's mostly synonyms because when we are talking about synonyms, of course, synonymous. Okay, next, look again at the next in exercise 4 and your answers to exercise 5, then complete the gaps in this table. So words in the text, the overall trend, words in the question, words in the text, the synonyms. Okay, what are the words in the text?
Word of test.
Okay. Number 1, words in the question. Okay, words in the question. In number 1,
Mm-hmm.
in let's try to look at exercise 4 first.
Yes.
Okay, exercise 4 in here. So,
Matters and
the
overtrain
words
is
in the question. So that would be number 1. So the most,
um oh what
okay,
do is
words from the question. The most
popular way.
popular way. Okay. So the
Oh,
most popular words. Okay, most popular
way.
way. Okay. Next. Number 2, we have here the overall trend. So words from the text, Words from the
Over
text. Wait. Let's try to look at that one. Words from the text is the overall trend.
and
Okay?
it's
Where
also
is it?
over
Wait. We have to find that one. Where is the overall
yes.
trend?
Overtrain.
It's A, B, C, D. Okay, would you kindly help me find the overall
Sure.
trend?
I'm currently fighting.
Yeah.
Overtrain. Oh, in letter D.
Letter D.
The
Uh,
lies, the lies A.
Okay. Across the stated smartphone device, increasingly per enter. Letter B? There's letter B?
Letter D. The
Letter D.
overtrain. Did you see?
Wait. The
In the
overall.
line 8, line 7 or line 8.
Okay, wait. Yeah. Okay, the overall trend. So it's here. So the overall trend, it's in there. Okay, so that would be in the text. Then words in the question, most popular way. Okay? So what do you think is if we are talking about the overall trend, Is it the same when we are talking about the most popular way? What do you think?
Hmm.
Oi,
Hmm.
we're talking about the overall
Yes.
trend. Is it the same when we say the most popular way?
The old train. I don't think it's the same.
Are they synonymous somehow? Are they related?
Overtrain. I think overtrain is something more general, and the
Okay,
most popular is something specific.
specific, but there would be a relationship, right?
Um, I think so.
Yeah, okay. So when we are talking about a trend, that means it's very common. That would be popular, right? That's
Yes.
trend. So the trending, let's say for example, if your name, if you have a TikTok maybe, you know what's a TikTok, right?
Yes.
And then in that TikTok of yours or TikTok video of yours is somehow trending. So that means it became popular, right? Okay.
Yes.
Next, words in the text that is also can be found also over half in the question.
Over
What
half
is
in the
that?
question, and oh yeah, I want to see in the chat that's
Where?
also
Okay, over half
over half in the letter A.
in letter A. Yes, so over half. It's in here, right? Uh-huh.
Yes.
Where is it?
What?
Okay.
Wait.
Furthermore, over wait. A
Oh,
recent report.
actually, it's letter B.
Is
Over
there
half, 57%.
yeah, over half. It's in here. Over half, it's 57%. Okay. Now, so over half, that would be, we're talking about
Hmm.
66%, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay, because we already discussed that one while ago. So that would be where's the percentage in here? In my okay, I just have to write percent if I don't have the value of that. Okay, so over half, that means more than the half. Okay, next, a combination of two or three. So that would also be words in the question.
Hmm.
So a
What?
combination of two or three. So that would be, there would be, where can we find the so-called the combination of words two and three?
Combination of two or three? Uh,
Yes.
um, actually,
There.
it's
Let's try to find
oh,
that.
we find in question, not in test.
Ah, okay. It's in the question, right? So where is it?
Other ways,
Number?
other ways. In number one,
Ah, okay. Other ways news is accessed online. So that would be a
other
combination of
way.
two or three. So we have here just while ago a combination of two or three, right? It's here.
Yes. That's
It's
good.
here. So it's a combination of two or three in here. Okay. So what do you think would be the other meaning of a combination of two or three? So that would be, I mentioned that one while ago. In the text, there would be
Other ways.
several,
Way. No other way. I think it's
yes, thoughts, right?
yes.
Yes. So in the question, we can see that that's in the several methods. So where is it? Okay. Where? Popular access. Yeah, it's in here. Several
Way.
methods. Okay.
Matter.
Yes. Next, words in the text. So that would be the same as a quarter of.
Quarter off. Mm.
Quarter of, so that's words in the text. Quarter of,
Fifth a water is 15%.
no,
Hmm. A water of. So the
quart.
synonym of this word
So that
is
would
would be
be, yeah, when we are
20
talking about 20,
percent. 20%.
25.
Oh,
Okay.
25. Oh,
Yes, a
oh,
quarter
I
of,
misunderstand with the clock, with the minutes. Yes,
yes.
okay, I
So that
misunderstand the
would be
water of. Oh, understand.
25%. Okay? So a quarter of is 25%. Okay, when we are talking about questionnaire, so words in the text, so questionnaire can also be,
Question here.
I saw that one just while ago, but it's in here. That would be a survey. Okay? So when we are
Yes.
talking about a questionnaire, that means a survey. If we're talking about often, that means in the words in the text, often, okay, often that would be, actually when we are talking about often, only a weekly basis. So where is that word? Weekly basis. It's in here. Okay?
Okay.
It's on a weekly basis. Okay, so that would be often on a weekly basis. Okay?
A
Now,
quick
look at,
basic. Oh,
yes.
it's
So
an
often,
idiom, a collocation.
yeah. Okay, on a weekly basis, not base. Basis. Okay?
Basis.
Yeah, on a weekly basis, that would be often. What we are talking about often, that means you're not doing it regularly. So that is just only, I think it's just only once a week, something like that. So in a weekly basis. Okay, Koi? Now, again, in an IELTS reading test, so there would be this kind or particular questions that you will going to do. We call this one as completing the gaps. Okay? And we are talking about the gaps from the tables. So this one is a table. You need to complete the gaps by what? By getting the informations from the text. Okay? Compare
Okay.
that one to the question. Because sometimes, okay, there would be words in the text, okay, given the words in the text, and then uh, what word is synonymous to the words in the question. Same with this one, other synonyms of particular word, and then you should have to answer the words from or get that one from the text. Okay, Koy? So that
Okay.
would be it. Now, let's try to move on. In identifying different types of information, at this one, the matching information task can take time. Of course, yes. Do you believe on that, Koy? That the matching information task can take time. The one that we did just while ago, we matched the informations with the questions, is a can take time. Okay. Now, to save time, one approach is to label the paragraphs. Just what I'm doing now. Just what I did, right? Boy?
Yes.
So just what I did is you have to label that one. I don't know if you will be using a pencil or a ball pen or a pen during the test.
Hmm.
Are you going to use pencil? Maybe it's a pencil, okay? Because you may erase whatever would be your mistakes, right? So you may allow to use a pencil. So if you use that one because sometimes there would be I don't know um because sometimes there would be an instructions that you're not allowed to put any marks on the test booklet, right? So
Yes.
if you are going to do that one, if you're going to mark that one, so that would be a minus to your points already, okay? Because you're not following the directions, okay? Okay, so let's move on. Now, let's move on. Now we have here to label the paragraphs before starting to answer the questions. Here are some of the types of information you may be asked to find: a fact, a reason, a summary, a cause, an effect, a conclusion, a description, a finding. So there would be a lot, huh? If it is a fact, if it is a reason, a summary, a cause and effect, a conclusion, a description, a finding. By identifying the purpose of each paragraph. Okay? It can be easier to link the question to the relevant part of the text. For example, the overall trend, however, is not to use just one digital device to access the news, but rather a combination of two or three texts. Okay? The most popular way to access the news digitally is by using several methods. That would be a question. So this one is coming from the text. This one is coming from the question. So both the text and question are summarizing factual statements. Okay, look. So this is you can also use this one, Koi. Okay? Like separate the most important words, okay, from the one that you labeled just a while ago, and then mark them text if that's coming from the text, and then mark that one question if that would be coming from the question. Or you may use tables also, like for example, text, and then after that on the other side you may use also questions. Okay? And then you may write that one, blah, 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 blah. And then what about in the question? You may also write something like that. So that is also one of the techniques so that you may label them correctly. Okay? And again, both the text and the questions are summarizing factual statements. So when we are talking about factual statements, that would be based on facts. That means what? Reality, right? It's true
Yes.
based on evidence. Okay? Factual statements. Okay, now let's move on in here, Koi. Read extracts 1 to 6 in here, taken from the various news reports, then match the extracts with the label from the box. Okay, so we have your account, cause and effect, description, opinion, reaction, summary. So where do you think would be false in this particular news reports?
Mm. Okay, so the number one
Number one
is
is
number one is description.
mhm,
No reaction. Reaction.
huh?
Reaction.
Reaction. Okay, you are
Reaction.
right. Okay, so number one is definitely a reaction. So why is it a reaction?
Mm, because that is how fan of tennis sport react to the event that the favorite to win the champion were defeated.
Yes. So this one is a reaction coming from a fan of playing tennis. Okay, like for tennis fans were left shocked today. So if I am a fan, okay, if I am a fan of tennis, and then uh oh, my reaction would be so shock. of course, if you're talking about shock, that means that would be your reaction, your usual reaction when the favorite to win the champion was defeated. Okay? In the third round by an unknown player. So that players or maybe that unknown player is not so common or is not well known, and yet the what was that? The one that you expected to win was defeated by that particular unknown player. So what would be your reaction? So you will be shocked. Okay?
Yes.
Next, number two.
Number two, according to recent report, Roman face normal space. Especially given the, I think it's what do we call opinions?
That's
No,
correct.
it's
Yeah. So this one is just only opinion. Okay, why? Because according to the recent reports, the government feels it is no longer necessary to pay for school meals. Head teachers feel that this would be a disaster, however, especially given the recent progress with making dinners healthier for pupils. So, these are just only opinions that this is not just based on facts yet because it's just a report, right? Okay? Okay, next. Number three.
hmm, three.
Yes, so people must be responsible for their own health. Otherwise, the National Health Service will no longer be able to cope. This was the warning given today by the head of the organization.
Hmm. I think it's regression.
Hmm?
Right? It's regression.
No, it's not a
Actually,
description.
it's cause and effect.
Yes. Okay. So number three definitely is a cause. Okay. And effect. Okay. So why it's a cause and effect? People must be responsible for their own wealth or health. Otherwise, the National Health Service will no longer be able to cope. This was the warning given today by the head of the organization. So what is the cause?
Cause is cause the cervix no longer be able to cough.
So service,
I
health
mean, the National
service
Health Service will no longer be able to cough, so
to
the people must
cope.
be responsible for their own health.
Yes. So the cause is the National Health Service will no longer be able to cope. So therefore, the effect of that, people must be responsible for their health. Okay? Because that would be the effect. Otherwise, okay, the health services or service will no longer be able to cope. Okay, next. What about number four?
Hmm. Account,
Huh?
account.
No?
Oh no, description.
No, it's not a description.
So it must be summary.
Yes.
Why?
Okay. Remember, Koi. in in making a paragraph, okay, in making a what is one? Remember what we had in the previous lesson that we had. So there would be the so-called introduction, the body, and there would be the what is that in making a our lesson last time. So the word overall. So that means it's the summary. Okay? It's the summary. Introduction, body, and there would be a summary. Okay? So what are those words that we can be able to say that that would be a summary? Overall. What else? Aside from overall, Koi.
Overall,
Aside from
hmm,
overall, we can say that all in
summary.
all, yes, or a summary. So if we're talking about summary, it's very obvious that that would be the summary, right? So overall, all in all, summary. Okay, so that would be our signal words in order for us to say that that would be the summary. Next, number 5.
Number 5 account.
Uh, Number 5 is
Account.
no,
What?
it's not an account.
Number 6 is description and number 5 must be account.
No, it should be the other way around. So number 5 is
Um,
a
description.
description. Okay. And
Yes.
then description. And then the other one is an account. Okay. Why?
Oh,
Yes. Why
okay.
is it a description? Okay. Because you describe the queen, right? So the queen, what did the queen do? So the queen landed to a red carpet to welcome on Tuesday. As she opened her visit to the USA, she was greeted by hundreds of guests together with the president and his family. So, description. The account. So, when we are talking about account, so taking an account, a 60-year-old man was arrested today after after he was caught stealing from his local shop. So according to a witness, he was wearing black clothes and a mask during the robbery. Actually, you can also say that this one is a description because of the word he's wearing black clothes and mask during the robbery. Okay? Because it was described in there what he wore, okay, during that particular robbery, right? But this
Yes.
one is an account because he is going to take an account. He is responsible for what he did, so that and he will be arrested, okay, although he is already a 60-year-old man, okay, but still once he got committed a crime, so he will be arrested, so that would be an account. Okay, Koi, and now remember that sometimes in an IELTS exam you need to do this one. You need to what? You need to label that particular text or paragraph based on its account, cause and effect, description, opinion, reaction, and summary. Okay, Koi?
Okay.
Okay, so we will be going to end up our lesson with this
Yeah.
one. So we'll see you again tomorrow for another lesson, for the continuation of this one. So today is 27, so tomorrow is 28,
28.
2023.
Across.
So we'll see you again tomorrow, Koi. Okay? So
Okay.
have a good night and see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.